We know that it's really important to children's long-term life outcomes that they have foundational skills in literacy and math, and that ultimately that helps them stay in school and succeed in life economically and broadly. But we know that there are acute gaps in many low-income countries, and particularly in sub-Saharan Africa, such that 80% of children are considered learning poor, which is defined as a 10-year-old child who can't read a pretty simple grade-level text with comprehension. And this has major implications for their long-term life outcomes. So that's essentially the problem we're trying to address. So this is a project essentially to study how to improve learning outcomes for children in low-income countries, in particular in sub-Saharan Africa, where we're working with 3 really top-performing organizations in Uganda, Kenya, and Senegal to help them understand how to do their work better and ultimately to lead to the flourishing of children in those contexts.
Dealing with literacy, and especially early literacy, has a huge contribution to dealing with cycles of poverty. And I say this as someone who, grew up in Kenya and has had the opportunity to work with schools, governments, non-governmental organizations in Africa in particular, and also in Asia, really being on the front lines of trying to support and improving learning outcomes and looking at ways in which we can actually adopt evidence that works to advance the learning outcomes for those who are left behind in most of these regions.
As a former practitioner in the space of international development work, worked for a long time in Haiti, and as now a scholar, this is a dream opportunity where we can work with the best partners in the place with the greatest need to do the most exciting kind of projects that can have the biggest impact on the field, both as scholars, but also ultimately on policymakers and on people on the ground leading programs. It's just a real privilege to do this work. It feels really important, and it also feels deeply reflective of the values of the University of Notre Dame.